Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun train game. And a quick recap of the story so far. Grandpa willed me his train company, and that's the train that comes with the train company, or train as I've configured it currently, going past. And I've been travelling around the world, making an enemy of a rival company called Railco, building a transatlantic rail tunnel so I could get to Europe and Russia. And as part of that, I ran into Railco again, who are apparently making space trains. Along the way, the head of Railco, who's named Blackwell, has issued quite a few threats. Met his son Carter, who's kind of on his own side, but also partially mine. And I have explored a whole different set of regions and discovered all sorts of wonderful things. That's a very quick synopsis of the story so far, and I'm only about a third of the way through it. However, when I left the last episode, I said the next place I was going to go was Oceania East, because I hadn't been there. Last time around I was in Asia East, and I still am currently. Let me have a quick look at the market. Nothing I want or can sell here. Yes, in Asia East I've currently completed 3 out of the 6 tasks. I still have another about 13,000 miles to travel in Asia East. I need to buy upgrade 20 Asia East stations and meet 1 market demand. But I've done 3 out of the 6, and when I've done them all, I'll get this wonderful rail car and caboose and 50,000 in gold. So right now I need to head to Oceania East, like I said I would, which is all the way down here. So it's going to be a bit of a long, boring train ride for a large part of it, as I also go through Okinawa along the way, which is quite useful because I am carrying a load of fuel cargo. Demonstrate gasoline tanks, to be precise, which Okinawa wants, which is one of the reasons I'm carrying them. I went to one of my depots because I've been picking up fuel cargo for quite a while in places like Alaska and parts of Russia, so I now get to use some of them in Okinawa. My train a burst of speed. Equally between the last episode and this episode, Hank, my employee, the track inspector, has increased to level 7, which means it increases cargo drop by 7, which means he now gets 9 cargo per obstacle he clears, which is quite nice. It makes levelling him up. For example, collect cargo from obstacles at 35. He now only needs 4 obstacles to complete that and get another 5 experience points. Except that job. So that's effectively where I am. I am going to go for a tour around Oceania East. It may take 1 episode, it may take 2. I don't know precisely. And once I've done that, go to the map and zoom out. Over here is the next part of the quest. Pavloda, in Kazakhstan by the looks of it, is where I need to go next to continue the quest of the story part of the game. So here I am in Okinawa. And okay, apparently it wants 350 gasoline tanks. I've only got 150, so that's a start. Doesn't have anything else I particularly want at this point. So Jayapura, Indonesia, I'm guessing, is the next place. I've been to Indonesia. I spent a week in Jakarta at one point, and apparently I'm in an underwater tunnel, one I didn't have to construct. Now, the other changes since the last episode, I've moved some of the cars around. That's a Happy Cube car I'm still trying to level up. That is a Candy Food car, which I acquired, might have been last time, which needs to level up. This is a Bullet Cargo car and a Mandala car, both cargo cars. And I also have a Skyview car to level up. And that's, I think there might be one more car back here. Oh, this Steam Double D car, which is almost leveled up. And I have a attached a modern outhouse to my train. So all in all, things are going quite well. I'm not too far away from levelling up Sophia, my engineer, to help the train go a bit faster. Well, it's still going to take a little while, but show rather than tell. I've got 239 experience points out of a required 285 to reach level 8 to increase the speed by 8%. Whereas Lance, my accountant, I haven't been doing accountancy jobs for quite a while. For the most part, I've got a couple on the go now. He's only got 76 out of the required 285 experience points. And I'm not overly worried about Lance levelling up anymore. I will do it by default because I will accept jobs to collect cargo from obstructions when they're worth 5 points rather than these jobs that are worth 1 point. But I won't go out of my way to level up Hank anymore. At least not for a while. As you can see, I've got 284,000 in gold, which is not a small amount, but it's not a particularly significant amount, because to buy the next depot I need 1.25 million, so I'm a million short of that. And I'm going to need the next depot because it's somewhere in Asia, and my nearest depot to where I currently am is in, basically it's in France. It's in Western Europe, but effectively it's in France. Have a burst of speed so we can get to Oceania East sometime today. My top speed of 318 miles an hour. Not insignificant. Still going to take a while to go the rather large distance through this tunnel. Good, I've completed a job. Now means I need another one. So I'm not going out my way for these collect cargo from obstructions, but when they're worth 5 points I will pick them up by default. Because now I've only got to take apart 4 obstructions to complete them. They're relatively easy to complete. Back when I was getting 3 or 4 items of cargo per obstruction, they took quite a while to complete. Now, however, I can do them relatively fast. My train needs a bit of a clean and repair. Can I actually repair that? No, I missed. Another job complete. A bit more experience for Sophia. Give me some more money. With my these cars that need upgrading just behind my cash generating cars, I now only have 2 cash generating cars on my train, because the amount of cash they generate, while it offsets some of the costs that you experience going on journeys, it really isn't that significant compared to the money you get from jobs or passengers. The amount of value you get from cash generating cars isn't that great. The only thing they are useful for is the services they provide to make passengers happy, which, whilst nice for the passengers, oh, here's an obstacle. Yeah, while nice for the passengers, I'd rather use the space for upgrading cars which are not currently at their max level. So when I get some more cars, which will probably happen in this episode too, then once I have space in these front 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, let me see if I can count, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, these front 5 cars, I will replace, once one of these 5 is maxed up, I will replace it with a car that needs levelling up. And I will keep doing that, even if it means I have no money generating cars, because it's one way of levelling up a load of cars and keeping an eye on them. Like I say, the money generating cars really aren't that significant in what they generate by the way of cash. Hopefully I will be coming into Oceania East soon, because if I'd known it was going to be this long of a trek through a tunnel, I would have probably already got to Jayapura, however you pronounce that. And again, please excuse my pronunciation, I'm terrible at pronouncing names which I'm not familiar with. But yes, I would have started this episode at that location. However, I didn't, so that's life. Burst of speed, so go the last 200 or so miles. Nice thing about my default speed of 254 miles an hour, the normal distance between stations feels so much smaller than it used to when I was doing less than 100 miles an hour. It really is quite nice to get to stations pretty quickly, although it doesn't give you a lot of time to think or do stuff in the travel periods anymore. And my Mandala car has now leveled up for the plus 250. Okay. Flashing brown background, it does that occasionally this game. Well, apparently I can get koalas surfboards. I don't know if they're going to be any use, so I'll just buy them all now. Yeah, what's this done? Oh, I've served 1,000 passengers in Asia. I'm still in Asia East apparently, according to that checklist. That's weird. Okay. And I've completed a job. Don't know which one. I picked up a job saying serve passengers in Oceania East. Okay, do another job. And which way round are we going to go? Yeah, I'll go to there next. Wherever there is. Sarong. There's bound to be a buy stations in this area, so I'll buy that one for 5,000. No, it's still going to bring up the Asia East checklist for the moment. So let me go back to the map. The Oceania East checklist. Okay, opens Oceania West. A new depot. Yeah, occasionally you see this, the writing goes off the left. A new factory, 50,000, and a new train and caboose. That's going to require a lot of travel, 2,000 passengers, 50 stations, water upgrades, travel to 30 cities, and buy 1,000 cargo. Oh, and I've already got gold from cars, 75,000. So, whilst I'm travelling, just let me see if I can find some stations to buy. I'm not going to buy Port Moresby, apparently. Cairns, I can buy. Townsville. Normally I tend to buy stations of either 5,000 or if I'm upgrading them 10,000. But you do tend to go through money quite fast doing this. Brisbane, I'm not going to buy Brisbane. Been there. I spent 4 years living in Australia. Lovely place. Based out of Sydney. I did got to do some travelling while I was there. I should take most of my money buying all these stations in Australia. Hobart, New Zealand, by Port by Christchurch, or Wellington, or Auckland. Okay, I'll come back to station buying shortly, as I'm now at Sarong. Okay, it sells ice cream. That's something I don't have. I like buying the koala plush toys. I don't know if they're any use, but I'm going to buy them anyway. Clear up any jobs that I've just completed. Replace them with new ones. Okay. Another job's completed. Now if I click on this. No, it's still giving me the Asia East checklist. Wait, it brings up the checklist over there. Even though I'm currently working on the Oceania one. Now I need another job. Where's that one doing? Right, so we're going to head down. We'll head down to Townsville. Name that actually appears in XCOM, the game, as well. Because I once had a mission to fight in Townsville, Australia, and it stuck with me because I wasn't sure if it was a real place. It's not often you run into names like Townsville. Speed boost. As I complete yet another job. That's why I make most of my money in this game, to be honest, is from the amount of jobs that I complete. Especially those that award me 5,000 a time. You can make a fair chunk of change doing a lot of jobs. How close are you? Oh, you're very close to levelling up that one. How much money do I have in the caboose? 47,000. That helps replenish my cash. This long bridge. Oh, wait for that. Let's check. And what stuff I'm carrying. Oh, there is no current demand for koala plush. There's no current demand for pearls or those. Okay. Well, there is a demand for surfboards, that's something. Okay. In that case, I will sell my koala plushes. And those. Okay. One's wood. I don't think there'll be a demand for boomerangs, but we'll buy them anyway. And oh yes, I have completed a couple of jobs. Which is helping replenish my funds. I don't want another cargo from obstructions jobs. I really want jobs for Sophia. Or that give me money that I can do instantly or relatively fast. Okay, so now we're off to Port Moresby. As I'm a fair bit in, because it took me longer than I was expecting to reach Oceania East, I'm going to go to the gumball machine and do one rare roll, which gets me a luxury passenger car, which is a duplicate of a car I've already got, and one standard roll, which gets me a silver cargo car, which I didn't already have. Surprisingly, I must have most of the cargo cars by now, as Hank clears the subtraction. check on my cargo. As yogurt boomerangs, okay. So I don't really want any more yogurt boomerangs or koala plushes because they have no use. So when I come to Port Moresby, I will sell my yogurt boomerangs and koala plushes. Hopefully I should be coming into Port Moresby shortly. It's still open. So's that. Once again, I'm closer to Port Moresby. Job, but I'm thinking by now this one should be ready to upgrade at the cost of 900. My Steam DD car is now a level 3 max level Steam DD car, which isn't a great improvement, so that car will get replaced shortly by something else, possibly one of the two cars I just picked up. Here we are in Port Moresby. I'm going to sell you anyway because I can't get any money for you. I don't have whatever you want. And boomerangs are worthless to me. Aussie spring water. Okay, cheddar cheese. These are things I haven't seen before. Okay, where did I set the... Okay, yeah, I'm going to Townsville. And that's probably where I'll end the episode when I get to Townsville. The job complete. Another job complete. Cans, depending on where you come from in Australia and how you decide to pronounce things. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Yes, depending who you talk to in Australia will depend on A, how they pronounce things, and B, how much offence they take by the stereotypes that they've been given around the world. Some people find them quite amusing, and most Australians I ran into have a decent sense of humour and don't take themselves too seriously. Some, however, do and get really offended by the stereotypes. Crocodile Dundee being one, all the old, fair dinkum, fair cow type comments. Some people get really offended when you do impressions with those kind of phrases in them. They like to believe they're a modern, multicultural society. To be honest, they aren't, but they're relatively modern, but they aren't really multicultural. They have three main cultures, one of which is Chinese, one of which is from the British slash white settlers of wherever, and one is the Aborigines, which is very nice, but they don't have many people from other cultures. They are the exception rather than the rule, people from other cultures. Okay, yogurt I don't want. This one's sausages. Well, at least I'm discovering what's in Australia by the way of resources. Okay, pumpkins are cheap. I may not need them in this part of the world. I'm sure I need them somewhere. In fact, I'm pretty sure I need them somewhere. So off we go to Townsville. Right, another job complete. Well, just let me... this carriage along. Right, now I'm going to replace it with one of the new ones I just got, if I can find them. of them. Okay, there's another one of the carriages. Like, whoop, I got last time, which I have yet to use. So I'll replace that with one of those. Okay, I'm now at Townsville. Collecting a load of money. All the jobs I completed getting to Townsville. I just need to get myself a load more jobs. I'll take one of those. So I really want these types of travel 621 mile jobs for Sophia. Or jobs that give me 5,000 in rewards. Either of which will do. Okay. So here we are at happy little Townsville that wants whatever those green things are. I don't think I'll buy anything here. So where's the map trying to take me? Okay, I don't know how. Okay, I'll skip a couple of places. I'll send my train down that way to Birdsville. Yes, some of the Australian names of places aren't inspiring. Townsville, Birdsville. It's like, ooh, we'll build a town here. What should we call it? Ooh, let's just stick Ville on the end. Oh, I saw a bird. Let's call this Birdsville and just stick Ville on the end of whatever we just seen. Some of them are very, very interesting names, but they do have the occasional failure. Okay, so my train will now go down here through to Birdsville, and then next time around I will take my train through the rest of Australia up through New Zealand and probably end up in Fiji. What's that, Togo? Don't know where Pago Pago is. Yep, I don't know where the names of these countries because I never bothered to learn them. And that will be essentially my trip for now around Oceania East until the game sends me back here for whatever reason. But for now, that will keep me going. Alrighty, well, as always, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you down the track for more of Tiny Rails. Cheerio!